Beware, 9 popular medications that can trigger rapid dementia after 60. Let me share the story of a woman named Margaret, a vibrant 68-year-old whose mind was as sharp as any, known for her daily crossword puzzles and an uncanny ability to recall every family birthday without a glance at a calendar. Her daughter affectionately referred to her as the human Google of their home. However, approximately 18 months after her physician introduced a new prescription to her daily regimen, her daughter reached out to me in distress. Margaret was experiencing alarming memory lapses, unable to recall what she had eaten for breakfast. The familiarity of her daily drive to the grocery store, a route she had navigated for 2 decades, became disorienting, leading to confusion. During conversations, she would repeat questions multiple times, a stark departure from her usual cognitive prowess. Her neurologist, observing these profound changes, suspected early-stage Alzheimer's disease, a diagnosis that understandably devastated her family. What they were not told, and what is crucial for everyone to understand right now, is that Margaret's apparent dementia was not Alzheimer's at all. The culprit lay within her medicine cabinet. Through a systematic review of her medications and strategic adjustments made in collaboration with her physician, Margaret began to regain her cognitive faculties. Within a mere 4 months, she was once again conquering her morning crossword puzzles. This is not a tale of a miraculous recovery. Rather, it is a testament to the power of preventable medicine and informed choices. In this discussion, I will guide you through 9 common medications that, often silently and invisibly, can contribute to memory loss in individuals over the age of 60. These are ranked from the most frequently overlooked to the most dangerous combinations that many doctors fail to warn their patients about. I am Dr. Franklin, and I believe this information could prove to be one of the most impactful 20 minutes you invest this year. Before we delve deeper, a word of caution and encouragement. Please stay with me until we reach number 1. Number 1 is not a single medication, but rather a pervasive, hidden pattern that impacts millions of seniors today, yet remains largely unaddressed in public discourse. Let us begin this critical exploration. It is vital to establish a clear understanding before we proceed through this list. I am not advocating for anyone to cease their medications without professional guidance. Please, under no circumstances, should you discontinue any prescribed medication without consulting your physician. What I am empowering you to do is to exercise your fundamental right to inquire, to comprehend what substances are entering your body, and to actively safeguard the health of your brain. Knowledge is not a detriment, it is an invaluable tool. Silence, on the other hand, can be profoundly dangerous. Furthermore, I invite you to engage with this content by leaving a comment below. If you are over 60 years old, please share what medications you are currently taking. I personally review all comments and am deeply interested in understanding the challenges you face. Your experiences could offer invaluable insight and support to others who are watching this video. We commence our countdown at number 9 with diphenhydramine. Consider this question: how many of you have a small bottle of Benadryl tucked away in your nightstand right now? I suspect the number is substantial, and I empathize with the reasons behind this. It is readily available, inexpensive, and prominently advertised as a sleep aid. What could possibly be more benign? Herein lies the hidden danger. For individuals over 60, this seemingly innocuous pill can exert a significant impact on the brain. Diphenhydramine belongs to a class of drugs known as anticholinergics, a term that will recur frequently throughout this discussion, so it is important to commit it to memory. Anticholinergics function by blocking a crucial neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine serves as the brain's primary messenger, playing a pivotal role in the formation of memories, the maintenance of focus, and the preservation of alertness. In younger individuals, the brain possesses an abundant supply of acetylcholine, with ample reserves to spare. However, as we age, particularly after the age of 60, our baseline levels of acetylcholine naturally diminish. When you introduce diphenhydramine, effectively blocking even more of this vital neurotransmitter, the consequences can be substantial. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society revealed that older adults who regularly used diphenhydramine faced a significantly elevated risk of cognitive decline. Neuroimaging studies further corroborated these findings, identifying measurable shrinkage in brain regions associated with memory. The insidious nature of diphenhydramine lies in its ubiquitous presence in numerous products that are not even perceived as antihistamines. Any product labeled PM, nighttime relief, or sleep formula almost certainly contains diphenhydramine. For allergy relief, I strongly advise consulting your doctor about second-generation antihistamines such as loratadine, Claritin, or cetirizine, Zyrtec. These medications do not cross the blood-brain barrier in the same manner as diphenhydramine. Regarding sleep disturbances, we will explore safer alternatives later in this video. Moving on to medication number 8, proton pump inhibitors or PPIs. Raise your hand if you have been advised to take a daily pill for acid reflux and have continued this regimen for years without any suggestion to discontinue it. This category of medication is among the most overprescribed globally. The issue is not merely the widespread use of PPIs, but their prolonged, indefinite prescription when they were primarily designed for short-term use, typically ranging from 8 to 12 weeks. Proton pump inhibitors work by reducing stomach acid, a seemingly straightforward mechanism. However, stomach acid performs a critical function beyond digestion. It facilitates the extraction and absorption of vitamin B12 from our food. Vitamin B12 is not a luxury for brain health, it is an absolute necessity. A deficiency in vitamin B12 is clinically linked to memory impairment, depression, nerve damage, and a pattern of cognitive decline that so closely mimics early Alzheimer's that even experienced physicians can sometimes confuse the two. A 2016 study published in JAMA Neurology analyzed data from over 73,000 adults aged 75 and older. The findings indicated that long-term PPI users exhibited a 44% higher risk of developing dementia compared to non-users. The concern extends beyond just vitamin B12 deficiency. Emerging research suggests that PPIs may accelerate the accumulation of amyloid beta plaques, the toxic protein buildup that is a hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. This points towards a potential direct molecular pathway contributing to neurodegeneration. To address this, consider discussing with your doctor a gradual tapering off PPIs, potentially utilizing H2 blockers like famotidine, Pepcid as a transitional measure. Non-pharmacological approaches, such as dietary modifications like consuming smaller meals, avoiding late-night eating, and slightly elevating the head of your bed, can significantly alleviate reflux symptoms naturally. If long-term PPI use is medically necessary, it is crucial to ensure regular testing of your vitamin B12 and magnesium levels. If you are finding this information helpful and are still with me, please type 8 in the comments section. This feedback confirms your engagement and helps me understand the value you are deriving from this content. At number 7, we examine bladder control medications. This particular category often evokes a sense of frustration in me, not due to the medications themselves, but because of the limited information patients typically receive about them. Overactive bladder is a genuine concern that can lead to embarrassment, disrupt sleep, and significantly impair quality of life. When a doctor prescribes a medication like oxybutynin, assuring you it will provide relief, it is natural to take it. What is often not explained, however, is that oxybutynin is one of the most potent anticholinergic medications in common clinical use. Its effects are not confined to the bladder. It readily crosses the blood-brain barrier and directly interferes with the same acetylcholine systems that are vital for memory and learning. Studies have demonstrated that the hippocampus, the brain's central hub for memory consolidation, actually shows measurable volume reduction in individuals who are long-term users of anticholinergic medications. This signifies a tangible structural change in brain tissue, not merely a subjective feeling of cognitive fogginess. A comprehensive study published in the British Medical Journal in 2019 revealed that seniors who use strong anticholinergic medications like oxybutynin for over a year experienced a 49% higher risk of being diagnosed with dementia, nearly 1 in 2 individuals. The heartbreaking aspect of this is that the early cognitive symptoms, such as forgetfulness regarding appointments, misplacing objects, or struggling to find words mid-sentence, are almost universally attributed to the natural aging process. The medication itself is rarely questioned. The good news, however, is that newer bladder medications, such as mirabegron, operate through a different mechanism known as beta-3 adrenergic agonism and carry a substantially lower risk to cognitive function. If you are currently taking oxybutynin and have observed any changes in your cognitive abilities, I urge you to have a direct conversation with your urologist or primary care physician about these concerns. We now arrive at medication number 6. Benzodiazepines. I want to pause here for a moment, as this next category often elicits strong emotions, and understandably so. Benzodiazepines, or benzos, have provided crucial relief for millions of individuals struggling with severe anxiety, panic attacks, and sleep disorders. For many, these medications have been a lifeline during profoundly difficult periods, and I do not wish to diminish the importance of that relief. However, my plea to you is to consider the scientific evidence. Benzodiazepines function by amplifying the activity of a brain chemical called GABA, which acts as your body's natural calming agent. They are remarkably effective at providing short-term relief. The concern arises from what happens when this mechanism remains engaged for extended periods, spanning months or years. A 2022 study that tracked over 8,000 seniors for a 6-year duration found that individuals who used benzodiazepines for more than 3 months had a 51% increased risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. This risk was most pronounced with long-acting formulations, such as diazepam, which have a tendency to accumulate in fatty tissues, including brain tissue, over time. The biological explanation is that when GABA is chronically over-amplified, the brain begins to downregulate its own natural activity in response. This leads to a decline in neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to form new connections, learn, and adapt. Memory encoding slows, emotional regulation becomes more challenging, and the brain, which was intended to be calmed, gradually loses its capacity for dynamic responsiveness. The insidious trap of benzodiazepines lies in their withdrawal process. When attempting to discontinue them, the experience can be profoundly difficult, with rebound anxiety and insomnia often surpassing the original symptoms. This can create a cycle where the drug feels essential, even as it is contributing to the problem. It is critically important to never abruptly stop taking benzodiazepines, as this can be medically dangerous. Always work closely with a physician to implement a slow, supervised tapering process that can span weeks or even months. Safer alternatives for anxiety may include buspirone, while cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, is an effective approach for sleep issues. In some cases, low-dose melatonin or magnesium glycinate may also be considered. Our 5th medication on the list is statins. Before I elaborate, it is essential to acknowledge that statins play a vital role in saving lives. Cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of mortality in individuals over 60, and for many patients, statins are both appropriate and critical. However, there is a crucial piece of information that your cardiologist may not have fully conveyed. Your brain is composed of nearly 60% fat. In the context of brain health, cholesterol is not the villain it has often been portrayed to be. It is a structural necessity. It forms the myelin sheath, the insulating layer that surrounds your nerve fibers, enabling rapid and efficient signal transmission. Cholesterol is also integral to the formation of synapses, the connections between neurons. Without adequate cholesterol, your neurons struggle to communicate effectively. When statins aggressively lower lower systemic cholesterol levels, there is a risk of crossing a threshold where the brain is deprived of the necessary components to maintain its structural integrity. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, actually updated statin labeling in 2012 to include warnings about memory loss and confusion as potential side effects. This was a relatively rare acknowledgement by the agency, issued after reviewing thousands of adverse event reports from patients. A 2023 analysis published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that seniors over 70 who used high-dose statins for more than 3 consecutive years exhibited a measurable increase in mild cognitive impairment compared to non-users. It is important to note a crucial nuance. Not all statins carry the same cognitive risk. Lipophilic statins, such as simvastatin and atorvastatin, are more readily absorbed into the brain due to their fat-soluble nature. In contrast, hydrophilic statins, like pravastatin and rosuvastatin, have demonstrated significantly less impact on cognition in comparative studies. If you are currently taking a statin and are experiencing symptoms of brain fog or memory changes, it is advisable to discuss with your doctor whether switching to a hydrophilic statin might offer comparable cardiovascular protection with a reduced impact on your cognitive function. Furthermore, have your CoQ10 levels checked. Statins can deplete this crucial compound, which is vital for cellular energy production in the brain. If you have found this information beneficial thus far, please consider sharing this video with a friend or loved one who is taking statins. This is a topic that many individuals are simply unaware of, and a simple like can help more people discover this critical information. At number 4, we address amitriptyline. This medication often surprises people because it is frequently prescribed for conditions that seem entirely unrelated to psychiatric issues, such as nerve pain, chronic migraine prevention, fibromyalgia, and even insomnia. Amitriptyline is an older tricyclic antidepressant that has been repurposed over decades for a wide array of ailments. Physicians sometimes select it specifically for its sedating effect, leveraging this side effect as a feature to aid patients with sleep. However, what makes amitriptyline uniquely concerning for aging brains is its potent anticholinergic properties, making it one of the most powerfully anticholinergic medications still in widespread use. Its affinity for muscarinic receptors, the sites where acetylcholine exerts its effects, is exceptionally high, exceeding that of many drugs specifically designed as bladder medications or allergy treatments. A seminal 2015 study in JAMA Internal Medicine examined over 3,400 adults aged 65 and older for a 10-year period. The study found that high cumulative anticholinergic exposure, with amitriptyline being a significant contributor, was associated with a 54% greater risk of developing dementia. The damage was not always dose-dependent in the dramatic way one might expect. Even low, steady doses over years contributed to a significant cumulative burden. What I find particularly troubling is the subtle and insidious nature of this damage. There are rarely overt warning signs. Instead, there is a slow, creeping erosion of cognitive function. This manifests as difficulties with word retrieval, problems with sequencing tasks, and a growing inability to hold complex thoughts, all of which are frequently misattributed to normal aging for years before anyone considers investigating the medication. For nerve pain, alternative medications like duloxetine, Cymbalta, or gabapentin carry a considerably lower anticholinergic burden. For sleep issues, low-dose doxepin, in very small amounts, possesses a more favorable receptor profile than amitriptyline. For mood regulation, modern selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, such as sertraline, are significantly safer for aging brains. Our third medication on this critical list is antipsychotics. I urge you to pay very close attention to this section, as what I am about to explain is a reality that unfolds daily in nursing homes, memory care units, and hospitals across our nation, and often families remain unaware. Antipsychotic medications were originally developed to treat serious psychiatric conditions like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder with psychosis. They are potent, brain-altering drugs with a significant side effect profile. However, in contemporary practice, they are routinely routinely prescribed off-label to elderly patients who are simply experiencing confusion, restlessness, agitation, or are perceived as difficult to manage. This is not because they have a documented psychosis, but rather because their behavior is deemed inconvenient. Let me reiterate, there are seniors residing in long-term care facilities who are being sedated with antipsychotic medications, not for their own benefit, but for the convenience of understaffed caregiving environments. The FDA issued a black box warning regarding this practice over a decade ago, highlighting the increased risk of death in elderly patients with dementia-related behaviors. Despite this warning, the prescriptions continue. The neurological damage inflicted by these drugs is substantial. Antipsychotics primarily function by suppressing dopamine, a neurotransmitter crucial for motivation, reward, movement, and executive function. When dopamine is chronically suppressed in an aging brain, the consequences include flattened emotions, slowed thinking, impaired memory consolidation, and accelerated neurodegeneration. A 2022 study published in The Lancet Healthy Longevity, which monitored over 25,000 older adults, found that seniors administered antipsychotics for behavioral symptoms were 71% more likely to experience worsening cognitive decline within 12 months, even if they had no prior diagnosis of dementia. If you have a loved one residing in a care facility, or if you yourself are being prescribed medications like quetiapine or risperidone for reasons other than confirmed psychosis, it is imperative to ask direct questions. Inquire about the rationale for the prescription, the plan for discontinuation, and what non-pharmaceutical behavioral interventions have been explored or implemented. You are absolutely entitled to these answers. At number 2, we examine paroxetine. This is a medication that does not receive nearly enough attention, and its impact on cognitive health truly warrants greater scrutiny. Paroxetine, commonly sold under the brand name Paxil, is classified as an SSRI, a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, placing it in the same family of drugs as Prozac, Zoloft, and Lexapro. When individuals hear SSRI, they typically associate these medications with being safer antidepressants, representing a modern and better tolerated alternative to older drug classes. This is generally true for most SSRIs. However, paroxetine stands as a notable exception. Unlike all other SSRIs, paroxetine exhibits significant anticholinergic activity. This unique pharmacological characteristic distinguishes it markedly from its counterparts. While Zoloft and Lexapro largely leave acetylcholine levels undisturbed, Paxil interferes with this neurotransmitter in a manner that more closely resembles older tricyclic antidepressants. A comprehensive 2021 review published in Frontiers in Psychiatry found that elderly patients taking paroxetine demonstrated measurable declines in short-term memory and verbal recall within the first year of treatment, declines that were not observed in patients taking other SSRIs at comparable dosages. The American Geriatric Society has included paroxetine on its Beers criteria, an official list of medications deemed potentially inappropriate for older adults, specifically due to these cognitive concerns. The frustrating reality is that paroxetine is often prescribed specifically to older adults for anxiety and depression, the very demographic for whom it poses the most significant risk. The solution, while conceptually straightforward, requires physician collaboration. If you are currently taking Paxil and are over 60 years old, discuss with your physician whether switching to sertraline, Zoloft, escitalopram, Lexapro, or another SSRI might provide equivalent antidepressant benefits without the anticholinergic cognitive burden. Most patients can transition successfully to alternative SSRIs with careful supervised tapering. Finally, we arrive at number 1, anticholinergic polypharmacy. As I indicated at the outset of this video, number 1 is not a single medication, but a pervasive phenomenon. I want to explain precisely why this is the most critical piece of information I will share today. Each medication on this list, when taken in isolation, might contribute to only mild, barely perceptible cognitive effects in some individuals. Perhaps a touch more brain fog or a slight increase in forgetfulness, easily dismissed or attributed to age. However, this is not how medications are typically taken in the real world. Seniors do not usually take just one medication. The average American over the age of 65 is prescribed 4 or more prescription medications daily, and many take 6, 8, 10, or even more. This often involves a combination of prescription drugs, over-the-counter products, and supplements, frequently prescribed by multiple physicians who may not have complete visibility into each other's prescribing habits. When several of these medications possess anticholinergic properties, their effects do not simply add up. Research strongly suggests they can multiply. A 2022 analysis published in Age and Aging tracked over 280,000 older adults. The study found that individuals with the highest anticholinergic burden, as measured by a validated scoring tool called the Anticholinergic Cognitive Burden (ACB scale), had a 120% increased risk of developing dementia over a 10-year period, double the normal risk attributed to medications. These are pills that most individuals had never once been warned about in terms of their potential cognitive risks. Let me illustrate this with a practical example. Consider a 70-year-old woman whom we will call Dorothy. She takes Benadryl PM every night for sleep, oxybutynin for bladder issues, was recently prescribed amitriptyline for nerve pain in her feet, and takes an over-the-counter heartburn pill each morning. 3 of these 4 medications are anticholinergic. Each one, according to her respective prescribers, is considered appropriate and safe. However, collectively, her anticholinergic burden score may fall into a range clinically associated with a significant risk of dementia, and not a single doctor or pharmacist has performed this cumulative calculation on her behalf. This is not a hypothetical scenario. This is the reality for Dorothy, for Margaret, and potentially for your neighbor, your mother, or your spouse. The medical term for this phenomenon is polypharmacy, specifically anticholinergic polypharmacy, and it may well be the most underreported driver of dementia-like symptoms in the elderly population today. Now, I want you to hear this with absolute clarity. Drug-induced cognitive decline is often reversible. I have witnessed this phenomenon personally. When the medication burden is identified and systematically reduced under proper medical supervision, many patients experience a remarkable restoration of mental clarity. Memory returns, personality reemerges, and the cognitive fog lifts. Your brain is not a passive organ. It is adaptive, resilient, and capable of healing when provided with the optimal conditions to do so. Here is your actionable plan, consisting of 5 concrete steps you can implement starting this week. Step 1. Meticulously write down every single substance you are taking. This includes prescription medications, over-the-counter products, supplements, sleep aids, and anything else. Do not omit occasional use of a PM pain reliever or an allergy pill you have been using for years. Step 2. Research each item on the Anticholinergic Cognitive Burden (ACB scale. This is a free, publicly accessible tool that scores medications based on their anticholinergic risk. You can easily find it online with a simple search. Step 3. Schedule a medication review with your primary care physician. You can use the precise phrase, "I would like to schedule a medication review to assess my anticholinergic burden." A competent physician will not be offended. They will likely appreciate your proactive engagement in your own health. Step 4. Specifically inquire about deprescribing. This is the intentional and supervised process of gradually tapering off medications that are no longer necessary or that carry an unacceptable risk. It is a legitimate and increasingly recognized field within geriatric medicine. Step 5. If your doctor is dismissive of your concerns, seek a second opinion. You are not being difficult. You are being responsible and advocating for your own health. A geriatric pharmacist, yes, this is a specialized area of practice, can also conduct a comprehensive medication review. Before you depart, I am eager to hear from you. Which of these 9 medications are you or someone you love currently taking? Have you observed any of the symptoms discussed? Brain fog, memory lapses, personality changes, or confusion, without initially connecting them to a medication? Have you ever had a doctor dismiss your concerns about potential cognitive side effects? Please share your experiences in the comments section. I read them, this community reads them, and often the most profound realization is simply knowing that you are not alone and that what is happening to your mind is not an inevitable fate. If this video has been beneficial to you today, please consider sharing it. Send it to a family member, post it in a relevant group. The individual who most needs to see this information may not be actively searching for it. You might be the catalyst that leads them to it. I am Dr. Franklin. Thank you for dedicating this time to me today. Your brain is an invaluable asset worth protecting, and now you possess the tools to begin doing so. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video.